Welcome back to Turnover Ranch. In this video, we're showing you Plains of Oklahoma Big Loop Ranch Roping held in Purcell, Oklahoma. Thank you to Trampus Baker who hosted this event. On Saturday, there was over 40 teams. The top 20 teams went back Sunday for the finals. This is the champion team. It happens to be Cody's Straw team. It wasn't planned before, but this is who he drew. It worked out great. Adam Spence from Missouri, as well as Carson Martinson from Wyoming. In case you're unfamiliar with this style of roping, I'll share a few of the rules and the way it works. This day there was 45 head of cattle in the pen. They had 10 minutes to complete 3 head. They did not have to rope all of 3 head. It goes off of points and not necessarily speed with time. It's not so much of a rodeo. They're judged off of stockmanship, they're judged off of horsemanship, and most of all, they're judged by their big loops. This roping is all about big loops, fancy loops, things like turnovers and hip shots, things like scoop loops, etc. If there are trash shots, the judge is allowed to deduct half the points, etc. So there's a lot of judges' discretion in with this. There is no road deer line. You have to keep the cattle in the same-ish area, just like if you were outside in the pasture roping and doctoring something. So it's a 3-man team. Someone would head it, someone will heel it, and someone will work the ground. So on this last one, Cody went in and threw a head shot, Adam threw a shot on the heels, and then Carson worked the ground. I did not edit out any misses. I edited out a little bit of the walking time that the horses went back and forth on the pen, going up and down when they're looking for cattle. But no misses or anything of that was edited out. At the end of this video, I'll go through and show you all each of the shots again, kind of slow down a little bit so you can see what shots were made. Without going over the whole score sheet, a turnover is the highest points. And each miss also is deducted. If you lose your rope, it's deducted. There's all kinds of things like that that the judges are looking for. So on this next calf, Carson missed his head loop, so Adam went in to try and catch it next. Every person has to head 1. So Cody was out at this point since he headed the first one. So Adam was up next here, and he's going to try and throw a head loop. So Carson is stepping around to the side, trying to help them kind of funnel out and set up a shot for Adam. They don't want them all to just bust out of there. It's not a rodeo to run them down. Again, it's judged by the stockmanship, the horsemanship, and the big loops. So they're trying to ease them out here in between each other. And watch this. Adam will throw a really nice loop here in just a moment. And there you have it. Great shot, Adam. He's going to try and take this calf to the other end, where he's then going to dally up and get a little bit shorter. And when your calf is further out, because these are long ropes, they can be 50, 60 feet out, you don't have very good control of your calf. So they try and dally up and then get shorter up to the calf. Then you're able to have a little more control of your calf as far as it running around and being able to be a good header to really help your heeler out is a big key in this game. We're just going to watch Adam here. He's going to work with this calf and pop his dallies up, try and get a little bit shorter, dally up, and so you can get a little better control. The guys are trying to hustle. Remember, they only have 10 minutes to complete 3 head. They don't have to rope all 3 head, but the more head you rope, then the higher points. Obviously, the more points you get, the higher chance of you winning. Carson Martinson is coming in on the calf's left side here, and he is going to try and throw a turnover here on the heels, but it just didn't quite stick. So Adam's going to let the calf kind of settle again. Part of the strategy here is letting your calf on the end of the line be closer to the herd helps them to settle a little bit better than dragging them to the other end of the arena. So keeping them close to the herd is a really big advantage. He's going to try and hold them still here. This calf was not really cooperating. It was trying to bounce around and lay down. and Cody was on the offside, and here he's going to try and throw a turnover as well. And look at that, that stuck, and that was a beautiful shot. So Carson's going to work the ground here, and again, he knows the clock is running. They do have help on the sidelines. I was there, and some other people were allowed to yell out time and things like that to help. But Carson was hustling. Look at this. He just hopped on his horse, didn't even put his foot in his stirrup, and he is off because now Carson is last. He knows that this last head is his. Remember, everybody has to head one calf. So Cody already did one, Adam already did one, and now this one is Carson's. He knows his time is ticking, so he's going to try and put this together. He wanted it there, but it just was a little far for what he was comfortable with. But the time was ticking down. He took it to the other end, and he decided to launch a long shot, and look at that beautiful loop. I honestly don't know how that stuck. But at the end, we're going to check that out in slow motion, and you're going to see exactly what happened. That was the shot of the day, Carson. Way to go. So Carson, again, is just getting short there and going to pull out of the herd just slightly. But again, he doesn't want to just take it to the clear other end. He's going to try and hold the calf as still as he can. We're just going to kind of wait on it. Sometimes they got to get a little aired out. It might bounce around for a little bit. Cody wants to throw a turnover on this side, and Adam will help him by standing on the off side and blocking the calf so the calf doesn't circle around to the opposite direction. And Cody throws a turnover on the hip again, and whoops, okay, that one slipped off. So now let's watch and see what happens from here. These three guys worked really well together. Like I said, this was a draw team, so they had not roped together before. They all drew each other this weekend. So Adam tried another heel shot, and that slipped off as well. Cody's going to go back in and try and turn it over for a high point shot. And this one, folks, it stuck. And check it out, 2 feet and everything. Adam is going to hustle because if anybody ties points at the end, the time does then matter. Whoever, if they tie points, whoever's time is less. But they knew at this point they were sticking pretty high up in the scoring, and Adam knew he had another minute and a half or so he wasn't in too big of a hurry here on the ground, since he just had to string out the front since Cody caught 2 heels. So way to go, team. That was quite the run. And they did come out with 55 points at the end and won it. Second place, I believe, was at 53, and then down from there. So here's the shots. I put them in order so you can see them. The head shots, the heel shots, some of them I slowed down a little bit so you can kind of watch here what happened and review the highlights from this run. If you enjoyed this video, we would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. And if you would like to see more, please subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching. We do post videos every other Thursday at 7 p.m. Congrats to the first place team.